All right. God damn it. There we go. Okay. Is it wait? Are Benji? Hold on. Let's see if Benji and Matthew are you guys gonna come over for the podcast? Okay, Matthew. All right, Matthew isn't answering, but I'll just put an ad up for him. God damn it. Oops. No. I've been waking up like the past few mornings with fucking like a shit ton of phlegm just kind of chilling in my throat, and it's been pissing me off. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, if it happens again tomorrow, then I'll probably have to scoop some. But Kane's just too good at the medical shit, man. I'm telling you. It's almost like, come on now, don't get ahead of yourself now, Carter. But God damn it. Wait, what? Oh, he is? Okay. Don't mandated. Fucking gross. Well, shit, it doesn't really matter because they're one of the best paying jobs in the fucking town. Yeah, I know it is, but that's the reason why they rotate so many fucking people. Because they're just like, man, this fucking job fucking sucks. I'm gonna fucking leave. And then like a few months later, when they're just like, wait, but I miss the money. Know what I'm saying? Know what I mean? Yeah. Jesus. Yeah. But fucking. Oh hey, Makai, what's Gucci? Anyways, all right. But anyways, guys, everyone, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the podcast. I am your host with the most Afro Black, with my co-hosts Markov and Chunko Drunko. We got a few things that we got on our mind. Obviously, a few new releases have came out over the past like week and a half, along with some surprising ones, along with some not so much cash money news from a few of our somewhat favorite games. So, should be a good show. Um, first is let's talk about Pokemon and Dying Light. We'll start with some Pokemon. What's y'all how you guys liking it? What's your experience on it? What's the good stuff? Hold on, let me make sure that this shit is showing up because I just realized my my fucking mic isn't picking up for some reason.
Actions.
For the love of
There
pussy.
we go. Okay, now people are shit. Go ahead and talk one more time.
Hello?
Okay, there we go. All right, cool. You guys are at the audio wasn't picking up for you guys for some reason. One of the my coworker Gobi was saying some shit like that last night when we were playing Dying Light, but it was picking up at the time, so I it was showing it was picking up on OBS, so I don't know what the fuck's going on. Anyways,
Bro,
short synopsis. Good game.
damn.
Quick highlights. What's been your favorite park so far, Kane?
The fact that they took non-popular starters and you know made them the choice.
That's
Shed
fair,
some love.
honestly.
Shed some love on my homeboy. Um,
Cynical for life.
yeah, Cyndaquil, dude. Cyndaquil got a kind of sad glow up because he looks like a school shooter, but like
Cool.
a glow up's a glow up, man. Like
That's fair.
he got his model got fucking butchered because he's just Typhlosion's design doesn't work without the flames.
Yeah, that's true.
You just kind of got to make do.
That's kind of like signature for his thing is the crown of flames, so or the
Yeah,
mane of flames, I should say.
yeah. The main.
The mane. What about
Anyways,
you, Kata? How you liking it?
Game Freak TV.
I think it's the best thing Pokemon's done since Emerald came out. It
That
is the fresh air the series has needed for 10 years.
That's fair. That's fair.
get a load of this guy. He didn't play Gen 5.
I didn't play Gen 5.
Yeah, I know. That's why you're saying that. I'm not gonna say Gen 5 is
I've watched
infinitely
people
better than
play
Arceus.
5, and I still think I would have had a better time playing through Emerald again.
Really?
Yeah, Emerald is like my favorite. Like, no cap.
All right,
Well,
fair enough.
okay. It's my favorite single game. Gen 2 is my favorite overall, like, I don't know, series, however the fuck you want to word that.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
just the fact that they gave you a second region and they were like, yeah, this game's gonna fail, so we're just gonna throw as much shit as we can. And yeah, Kanto region kind of comes out shitty because of that, but they fucking
Yeah,
deliver.
but it's just like a really cool victory lap. That's all
Yeah,
it needed to be. It doesn't
yeah,
need
it
to be
really
another
was a victory lap.
40-hour campaign, especially with
Yeah,
all the right you have to do early game in Gen 2.
That's
yep,
fair.
that's fair.
But I honestly would agree. I think it's a new type of experience without changing too much of like the core. Like the core formula is still there, but they added some unique spins to it to give it that extra oomph to feel like almost a brand new game,
I will
which I
say
Yeah.
appreciate.
their complete butchering of the normal battle mechanic does have some kind of drawbacks. I can see a situation where new players are getting into a fight with where they have a slow Pokemon and they're going to be getting hit twice in a row and they can't fucking do anything about it.
Yeah, no, I don't understand why some like is that just like a new mechanic for your speed stat? Is sometimes you
Uh,
can attack twice in a row?
so agile style
And
and strong style. Strong
that,
style hits hard, but your turn priority goes down. If that makes any
yeah.
sense. So it's
Yes,
not
I knew
necessarily
And
that
then vice
part.
versa.
it's not necessarily like turn-based RPG. It is more of the whatever the fuck it's
I
called.
would almost call it an action RPG.
Yeah, pretty much honestly. If they
It,
had the
it
Pokemon
has a
sorted
lot
out,
of Xenoblade-isms.
it's actually yeah, it's really kind of close to like the Digimon World Re-Rise.
Oh, I see what you're
Re-Rise.
saying.
Dumb.
Which one? Whichever one was for PS4, and the because I think that was a remake or a sequel to the PSP game. Where you're issuing out the commands, but your Digimon is just walking around, and they can do stuff on their own.
Oh, that's pretty nice.
They dialed back on that, but it just needs to be ironed out. Honestly, like really, everything can be solved with an update patch.
Not just that, but also because of how popular the game has been pretty good, I wouldn't be surprised if they come out with another style of game like this. And the hell?
I'd like it.
Oh, thanks for the subscription, Makai. I appreciate it, bud.
Oh shit,
Um, but
Whoa.
boy, popping the scub.
but I think if they do well with this game with quality patches and quality expansions, if they choose to do it, which I don't see why they wouldn't. I can see them coming
I
out with an
think there was already. Go ahead.
what?
No, I was interrupting you. Finish your sentence.
Oh, okay. So if they do right by the game, push out quality update or improving the quality of life, improving like the small bugs and shit that I'm sure in there. I haven't ran into any because I'm only like a couple hours in, but basically quality of life changes and good expansions. I can see them coming out with a sequel,
I
which
would
can
say
do pretty much nothing but good
I will say
as long as they
personally for you
listen.
Isaiah, if you want to see some bugs, I or at least I've heard that there's a bunch of bugs with swimming. I haven't run into anything yet, but I would suggest trying to get into like Pokemon battles while you're swimming if you want to see if there's any issues there.
I see.
That's almost standard for a Pokemon.
Yeah,
Swimming's
I've
been
seen
the
a couple
buggiest part of that
seen a
franchise.
couple YouTube videos where they'll get into a fight on the water and their Pokemon will pop out behind terrain.
Oh, I see. Interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah.
No, but what I was gonna say is I'm pretty sure there's a guy who fairly accurately leaked a lot of the stuff that ended up being in the final version of this game, and part of that was DLC,
Okay.
with more Pokemon.
Okay.
So
All right.
I can very easily see them doing another support cycle like they did for Sword and Shield.
That'd
Can
be
we
pretty nice, honestly, because
get a
Sword and
can we
Shield are actually still alive, aren't they? Like alive and well.
But for the hardcore fans, yeah,
yeah,
I saw a guy on TikTok yesterday who had perfect IV trained every single Pokemon in the decks,
Jesus fucking
including the
Christ.
legendaries, including the legendaries, which is its own like separate training thing in that game.
No. No. Just
No,
no.
yeah,
No.
so
I
with
know.
that, I think I might be wrong on this, but I believe competitive's still using um Sword and Shield as the default. Not 100% sure on that. They might have already transitioned to um Diamond and Pearl remakes, but
Diamond and Pearl. Fucking Christ. Like I had fun going through them, but I have literally no incentive or motivation to do anything extra in the game right now.
dude, it's Diamond and Pearl. Nobody cared about Diamond and Pearl. Platinum was the coolest thing. That's
I
why
mean, I love Diamond. Don't get me wrong for the time, but
no, you
I don't
don't.
know.
You like the extra shit that they put in platinum to refine the game and make it better. That's what you liked. I know it is a fact. That's why
No, I
platinum.
mean like the regular. I mean the original Diamond. I'm not talking about the updated one.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about the original one. It was slow as fuck. Like you couldn't like everything was just in slow motion because they're moving over to the DS. It just feels fucking off as shit. What people really liked was the quality of life updates that came with platinum, and also the expanded story for platinum, the involvement of Giratina, like actually making the three fucking legendaries that make up the creation trio, like focusing on all three of them instead of just focusing on two.
That's fair.
Cool. The
I
Cyrus's
like a lot of the lore in
Asperger's.
Gen.
Gen 4 had some of the best lore, honestly.
It's like
Actually, I would argue it has the best so far.
it's like I'd say the discrepancy is close to like when we got Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, and people were expecting a lot of Emerald type content, and it didn't happen, and then people got upset.
No, there was like the Delta episode, but
Yeah, Delta episode, but it wasn't Emerald content. It was just,
no, there was
hey,
no
let's shoot
excuse
in this
for them to not
space.
at least bring the. If they at least brought the Battle Frontier over, I could give less of a shit
Yeah,
if any of the rest of that post game was in
Delta
there.
Delta episode was more like, um, touching on that rumor that if you went to Maz Deep City and you beat the Elite Four 100 times, you could ride the space shuttle.
Yeah, which don't get me wrong, as someone who played the original versions of that game, that was the coolest fucking thing to see.
Yeah, and then they made it an actual event, which was fucking
And like
awesome.
the fact that they didn't make Deoxys a fucking mythical that I had to go to New York City for. It's just
Yeah,
in the fucking base game.
badass. You didn't have to go to Birth Island.
Goddamn.
No, I tried when fucking God, when that was a thing, I thought I was so cool because I'm like, I can do the Deoxys thing. And I went to the Pokemart and I got the mystery gift and I couldn't do anything else because you still needed to go to the fucking event.
Yeah,
Jesus.
isn't it fucking
Yeah, I
awesome?
didn't even know about that
I
until Kane brought it
honestly
up to me a couple
can't
days ago.
Yeah,
You didn't know about that?
No, I didn't know because here's the thing: when I was playing through third gen, I was under the assumption that like the only way you could get it was through like oh
Heck,
shit, what was it? I don't think it was connecting to the internet. It was connecting to the internet basically,
no, it was
and
connecting.
Yeah.
It was connecting to events through Mystery Gift.
yeah. But the thing is though is that I thought that's where it ended, and I somehow managed to connect to the internet, but I didn't know how to get the mystery gift for Jirachi or Deoxys past like just connecting to the internet. Like I didn't know how to receive mystery
No,
gifts.
no, you're
Oh,
probably confusing this with Gen 4.
yeah. Gen 4 was
You
a lot of.
couldn't connect to the internet. You physically had to go to an event where they were hosting it, which was
Maybe that's what it
usually
was then.
a
Gen
like a
3
game
was.
conference or
Yeah.
some shit like that.
Um.
Or you go to the Pokemon Center in New York. Usually they had it, and then you'd have to connect to a distribution cartridge that they would have. Or if I remember correctly, since it's Gen 3, you could also mix records with whoever's holding the fucking event shit.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like whatever Nintendo rep, or I should say Pokemon rep, is like holding the event.
Oh, I see.
Yep, and then mix
But
records with them. But
like
yeah,
I
it's
just remember looking at like a video. I also remember there was somebody. It was probably like either a ROM hack or some sort of fucking just cheat in general. But
yeah,
and the assumption that I had for Jirachi at the time was you had to go find the moon rock that was in fucking the space station city, and you had to do like certain steps like you had to do with the Reggies and do
yeah.
that around the fucking rock. And I was like, oh, okay, I can do that. And I spent like half the day trying to get it to fucking work, and I just was
Yep,
just like, why isn't
it's
this
beautiful.
working? The
Nope.
internet can't possibly lie to me. What the fuck?
Best part about Jirachi is that you had to pre-order Coliseum to get the bonus
Yes.
disc from
Get the
the pre-order
Pokemon
from
box.
Best Buy, I believe.
Yes. You had to get the Pokemon box, and then you had to have a
Yep.
GBA to a GameCube link cable.
But anyways, that's just one of the problems. One of the like infinite amount of problems with Gen 3. Like I genuinely believe Gen 3 has the most issues for any of the Pokemon games. Like the
Yeah.
ability to complete the Pokedex is fucking awful.
The fact that the remakes that are so beloved now were started because of how many Pokemon they cut from fucking.
Yep.
Oh, so
That's
bad.
fair.
Uh, my biggest thing is always for Gen 3 is always just the fact that you
You
had to
can't even get a fucking EV in
you had
Ruby
to
Sapphire.
buy five five Game Boy games, two GameCube games,
Okay, thank you, teammate.
and then a fucking GBA link cable.
Fucking
Yeah.
gross. Yeah, no, I didn't even know this was a thing, even remotely.
Because I
Yeah.
know it was a thing.
Um.
I had all of them, and I hated it. I
Yeah.
hated it so much.
I can't remember the guy's name on YouTube, but there's a guy that does this series where it's like how hard
Johnson.
is it to complete. Yeah.
Yep.
Like how hard is it to complete the Pokedex in this game?
Yeah, it's really rough. Like, don't get me wrong, Gen 3 gives a beautiful, like an amazing experience for shit, but the amount of bullshit you actually had to do to complete the Pokedex.
How was it that
Me-
you usually got the Reggies too? Was that through some sort of unique event or some shit? Because I
No,
could
Red
never get
Gift
the
was
fucking.
real.
So essentially, what would happen is there's the underwater cavern
That's what I'm
by.
saying. Like, because I always tried to do the step thing, and I don't think I ever got it to work once.
You just had to know Braille.
Yeah, you also had to know a
Well,
different
that's the thing though.
language.
Like, I looked it up, and I dead ass could not get it to work. I tried it for days
Did you
on each
have
of them.
Did you have a Relicanth and a Wailord in your
I
party?
did.
Did you have
You
them in the
just
right
picked the wrong one
slots?
then.
You
What?
have to have them in
You,
the specific slots in your
yep,
party.
you had
I
to have them.
fixed that eventually, and I continue to try.
Oh, well, sounds like you
Did
just
do the
suck,
steps
dude.
wrong.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you did. Oh, not to be rude.
Like I did something wrong. I don't know what the fuck I was doing wrong, but I could not get it to
I
work, and I was like, "But I want the rock monsters."
I never did the Reggie events when they were in Ruby Sapphire because it legitimately like the concept of it freaked me out as a kid. Because like I don't do well with like underwater shit anyway. But like
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
the fact that I'm like going out of my way to find these monsters underwater and I can only do it if I know Braille. Like that's some fucking
Yeah, dude.
that's some fucking M Night Shyamalan shit.
I feel you, Carter. I too am afraid of deaf people.
Deaf people? Oh
Yeah, deaf
no.
people.
Deaf people learning Braille.
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus. But uh, Carter, what's been your favorite thing about the Pokemon Legends game so far?
I just I love how it's such like a fucking melting pot of lore and shit. Like I was really confused about how when they were announcing the Pokemon that were going to be in it, I was trying to think of how it was going to work as like a prequel story because they set it up to be like, at least as far as the timeline goes, whatever fucking timeline that series has, it's set to be like one of, if not the earliest game in the franchise. So to see how they're working in all of these like new modern, like we were talking before the podcast was on, like fucking Porygon is just a Pokemon some dude made on his computer. And I was like, how the fuck are they gonna work that in?
It's basically an NFT.
Yeah, it's like a fucking SCP to all those people if you know what an SCP is, because
Yeah,
like no one fuck it is. You could explain it to Porygon in Legends Arceus is like going back in time and showing a pilgrim like salad fingers. Like they're
Did it
not
ever
able to
get
fucking
explained?
wrap their head around it.
Did they ever explain how it got back there, or is it just like linked to
It's
time?
one of the Dimensional Rift Pokemon.
I was gonna say like,
You can
aren't they
only
probably
find
gonna explain that through the Rift?
you can
Yeah, but
only
that's
find it
space.
in
It doesn't
the
represent
storms or
time.
whatever.
I don't
Like
know. Well, I
it doesn't
mean,
spawn in the wild. It's just in those storm events.
I guess meta wise, it had to be included because Porygon 3.
Porygon Z.
No, Porygon 3, dude.
Jesus.
I don't like Dragon Ball. Get out of here.
No, I like that. I really like the. It's the game that I imagined myself playing when I turned on my Pokemon Red cartridge for the first time as a kid.
You
That's
just
fair.
running around
I can
fucking
I can agree with that. It's
melt all the
definitely
animals.
a step in the right direction, and honestly, I could see it as long as they keep improving what they're doing and don't go into the safe formula of keep regurgitating the same thing. I honestly
Oh
think
man,
that they'll be able to actually overtake the regular games with it.
I mean,
I
built for
honestly,
like
with this formula, I'd
8
be okay if they did
generations.
milk it for a couple games. I really would.
Like it's been a unique experience.
One thing that would be cool is if to see a on top of like in conjunction with Sinnoh a Johto expansion because there is still the existence of the what is it Sin Johto runes?
Yep.
Yeah, which
Well,
are
what
literally
order would they go in then? Is my question.
you just segue from Sinnoh to Johto. They're right next to each other. They have ruins
That I
that
would
exist
love
in the borderlines of the regions.
instead of like let's go fucking Togepi and Meryl or whatever they're rumoring for the Gen 2 Let's Go remakes. I would love if they did another game like this in Johto.
Yeah, could you imagine being a part
Go
of the
through
Sprout Tower incident?
spelunking the ruins of Alph
Dude, imagine it, man.
in their prime.
The Sprout Tower. You get to see the Sprout Tower burn
You
down.
could see the Sprout Tower grow. Yeah.
You could see it build up, and then like maybe for like the ending as like post game, you get to see it burn down, and then fucking the legendary dogs be made by the grace of
Oh,
Ho-Oh.
cool.
I think that would be pretty cool.
Pokemon Legends Celebi, make it happen, Nintendo.
Yeah.
Yo, that would be lit.
You have the plot right there.
I fucking
Arceus
love
doesn't have
Celebi.
to take you back in time.
Oh,
Literally, Celebi just fucking runs into you and fucking slaps your ass back in time, just like it did with Samuel Oak taking him to the future in that movie.
yup.
Yup. You know what they'll call it? Pokemon Forever, Five Ever, the video game.
That's right. Goddamn, dude.
This guy's
Love
already
it.
making titles, not even part of Game
Yeah,
Freak.
I'm actually just making a
it's
ROM
so
hack
high.
myself. You know, I'm modding. I'm
Don't do
modding.
that, you'll get us banned by Nintendo.
I just said it. I already got. I already got a cease and desist.
And there it is.
We're shut down, guys.
Shit. Alright, call it a night.
Holy
Nintendo
shit.
bought our podcast. Not
$5. And they
Is that gonna be
promise
like
not to
Super
take my
Mario Bros?
house.
They're gonna buy every form of media about our podcast and destroy it.
Jesus. But yeah, I think it's been a pretty good game so far. Like I said, I'm not too far into it because I've been trying to juggle my time between multiple things, and it's been kind of making me slack. But
Chill.
I plan on playing the most of it whenever I go up to Amber's, honestly. Just like whenever I'm up there while she's at work or whatever.
Dude,
Just
you
fucking
can't say
grind through
Amber
it.
girlfriend on
you
this
can't talk to
podcast.
women.
Everybody will think you're a fucking
On. You
simp.
gotta pick a battle.
That's fair. No, what? She doesn't exist. My bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you.
But yeah. that's all I got about Legends. Do you guys have anything else you want to speak about?
No,
Dave
got
does
about
not
5
have a
hours into it.
girlfriend. We're not losing our demographic. Please don't be angry with us.
Yeah.
I guess next game we can talk about is Dying Light 2, big Zombo game that released what was it?
Yeah.
Thursday, so a couple days ago.
Well, I guess on fucking PC.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy. That's where that we already know that's where the master race lies, Carter. Come on
Well, you can't say that, dude. We're about to lose our fucking audience again. You
Yeah,
idiot.
dude. Jeez.
Damn it.
I'm not good at thinking these things through, okay? Leave me
It's
alone.
called tact.
Fucking regular old Joe Rogan over here. Dying
Jesus.
Light's fun. It's pretty fun.
Pretty fun. I am about here, I can actually check. Not too far into it, honestly. I am
Plot wise, I'm about 4 missions deep. I've
What about
honestly
that parkour? How do you like the revised parkour?
parkour feels amazing.
it really
Like the
does.
start out with feels as good as it did by endgame in the first one.
Yeah,
That's nice.
it's actually pretty nice.
That's good.
Fucking I've sunk about 4 hours in. I've been like you guys if anyone from like my previous streams has noticed the past 2 days I've been streaming that for a couple hours the past 2 nights with my homies. Hopefully you guys will actually be able to start hearing them because I didn't realize my OBS was fucking up. But yeah, it's been pretty good. Combat, honestly, at first I've completely forgot that I was playing on the hardest difficulty with Philip and them. So I was just
It's
like, God damn, these fucking zombies are a lot tougher compared to how they used to be. I'm just sitting here swinging at them for 10 fucking years, and then I was like, wait a second, I'm on hard. Oh shit, this is gonna be a lot harder than I thought. But yeah, it's been a
yeah,
fun game. Game looks fucking gorgeous. Uh,
yeah. It's
the game so far has been doing pretty good about setting the suspense and the anxiety that you would feel as a squishy human playing against, zombies that can get a lot more spicy when they turn to nighttime.
I don't like the sense of terror and anxiety you feel when you meet a high level Pokemon in Pokemon Legends Arceus for the Nintendo Switch.
an
Yeah,
alpha Pokemon.
Yeah, a Chad Pokemon.
A Chad Pokemon.
there it is. But
Virgin
that
Chad
f-
weapon.
that first cutscene at the beginning of the game, that shit had me going right away. I was like, "Oh fuck, this shit's starting off strong. I can see. God damn."
Oh, written out of the tunnel.
Yeah, I was not
Yeah,
expecting that. And
that was
then
wild.
the hospital mission was a little bit spooky too. But I mean, that's what you want in a game like this. Like it's supposed to be action too, but I would argue it's supposed to be a majority of horror and suspense and shit.
Yeah,
Like
I'm
hard makes it so you don't want to get into a lot of fights with like a big group of zombies. Even though you have the mobility on your side, it's still not like a good idea because you die pretty fucking quickly.
Just remember, if they wanted that as an actual core mechanic of the game,
yeah,
they made it a thing while it was on easy mode or normal.
it's true.
That's fair. I guess I don't know
Yeah,
how the game plays on normal or easy.
You're
I'm
probably
playing
just
on
going around beating him
normal.
with a
It
fucking hammer, just taking him out.
Yeah, normal's fine. I don't know if this is something where the XP gain is the same or different across all three modes.
Hmm.
You level up so fucking slow.
Yeah, that's
That's
how it's
like
been so
my
far in
worst
our playthrough
gripe
too.
right now. Is it takes for even if you're doing like main quests and side missions, it takes for
Move.
I mean, they did say that it would take about 500 hours to complete everything, so I'm honestly not surprised.
they
Yeah,
they
but is that
did, but
due
even
to like
still,
content, or does that
Yeah.
more feel like
Well,
adding?
I mean, I don't know about the other side quests, but so far, the two side quests I've done so far have been pretty interesting. One, I had to go rescue a fuckboy, which, to be honest, I kind of wish that we could just kill him instead. And then the other one was just like a basic retrieval, so I don't have a lot to go off of. But from what I've heard, it's just like to complete literally everything. So it probably considers level, um, fucking just achievements in general, finding all the locations, probably all the collectibles, doing all the side quests, all the main quests, just pretty much
well,
everything.
that I don't want to say there's like multiple playthroughs level of depth, but it's at least got like an infamous thing where if you don't do something one playthrough, you won't be able to until your next one.
Oh, I see.
Like it's got the fucking, I don't know, I call it a black and white morality system where you do this or you do that.
Oh, I see.
And then it'll lock off certain based on that.
Yeah, they did say. I remember the last time I actually looked at an interview. They were saying that your choices actually matter in this game. Makai
Is it?
asked, "Have you
I
guys ever played Metro?" I've played through all three, and I actually did all three on stream.
I
I actually fucking loved them. I don't know, Carter, did you do your playthrough of them? I know that I recommended them to you not too long ago.
I definitely scored them pretty cheap off like a humble bundle or something, but I haven't actually sat down and played them.
Okay, I see. I would recommend them. They're actually pretty fucking good, and it's a decent amount of content to go through. The first two games are
Yeah,
around like in between 8 and like 12 hours, and then the third game is more of like an not like an open world, but it's kind of like open zone kind of thing.
I remember hearing about the most recent one when they announced it because people were pissed they were going for that.
Yeah, I mean it plays pretty well, so I mean I didn't mind it. But yeah, we have played through, or I have played through Metro. The other two have not yet. Um, yeah, Dying Light's been pretty good so far. Would recommend it. The story, from what I can tell so far, has been okay. The only interesting character I've really met so far is Hakan.
I
So,
love
and I guess
Hakan.
Spike, but Spike is from the first game, so he doesn't really count.
It's true. No, Hakan's such a fucking like bro.
Yeah,
It's just I love him.
he's really just there for the homies. Didn't even know you, and
Yeah,
he's
I
like, "Let me
respect.
save your life real quick,"
Like,
which I
cheers,
respect
mate.
and appreciate, because
Saving me from getting.
otherwise. But yeah, that's all the only thoughts I really have on those two games. Anything else, Cardi, you want to bring up about Dying Light?
It's a fun game. Don't listen to IGN.
Yeah,
I
don't
give it
don't
a
ever
6.
listen to
They're
them in
like,
general.
hello.
Just
I'd like to ask one question about it.
what?
Yeah.
So far, with leveling and all this stuff, does it feel like that 500 hours is only 500 hours due to them elongating everything through grind and padding? Or does it feel
Um,
Um,
genuinely fun to just explore?
it feels genuinely
I
fun so far, honestly.
I have
Okay.
spent more time just running around marking stuff on my map for later than I have actually playing the story.
Yeah,
All right, fair enough.
Like there's a
like the
few things I found where they're like you need to have this much stamina or you need to have this much health. Like Breath of the Wild, where you are going to get blocked off until you hit this point in the game, like
Yeah,
stats wise.
which then encourages you to explore like the more creepier like
I did.
aspects of the game. Like to be
Yeah,
able to level up those aspects, Kane, you have to find inhibitors, which are only really in the places
Right.
that
Okay.
like all the super aggressive zombies sit. So like the specialized ones and the volatiles and shit, they
Mhm.
kind of chill in those areas.
I think
And
Makes sense. You fight fucking
basically
basically the
bosses
apex
to be
of
able to
yeah.
upgrade.
your
I
apex
think
focus
my
is finding them
favorite
fight.
thing that has changed from this one, from the first one, is how much more incentivized you are to do shit at night.
Yeah, yeah, that is true. Because only certain missions won't show up unless you're playing at nighttime.
Yeah,
Good.
certain
That's good. Because
missions,
the
a
Yeah,
first,
lot of
honestly, the
a lot
first
of the
game, it was
drops.
like they just you could easily just avoid everything by skipping, like avoid everything annoying about the night by just skipping it.
well, not only
Yeah,
that, but
it,
considering the fact that I'm playing on the hardest difficulty, like feels like a lot more, I guess, adrenaline inducing whenever you get into a chase. Because before, what you could do was just kind of like grapple hook away, or like the volatiles and shit that were chasing you wouldn't like follow you for too long. In this game, if you let them get on you, they will fucking borderline one shot you. Like they kill your ass real quick.
Okay.
Granted,
yeah.
I've only been on like a level 1 chase, let alone like a level 4.
I got to level 3 and I almost shit my pants.
Yeah, no, like
It,
you feel your heart pumping a little bit when you know that they're behind you, because you can see the fucking alert markers like zipping all over your fucking HUD.
yeah, it's one of those things where I'm gonna be so much more excited to try it when I've got the parkour stuff like leveled up.
Yeah, because right now I think a lot of the reason why it's mainly just terrifying is because you climb shit so slowly. because your character still hasn't gotten a hang on his infection stamina drain, so it makes shit uh a little bit more exhausting, I guess, to climb. But to be fair, it seems like they're just as slow, so it's kind of balances out at first. But I don't know if it's gonna scale or not.
How do you feel about them limiting your shit when you're inside or out at night?
What do you mean?
Like the fact that you can only be out there for X amount of time.
I think it's an interesting spin, but at the same time, when they limit it like that, it's kind of frustrating. And I would be bitching about it a lot more if those UV mushrooms weren't so readily available. Like if they didn't sprout all over the place.
That's fair.
But if they didn't have those in there, or like you had to like buy a special item or some shit, like repeatedly, or you had to repeatedly make that thing to stave off the immunization fucking timer, then I would
Yeah.
be a lot more pissed off about it. But I think they did a decent job at balancing it, especially since uh they put like a 5 or 6 minute timer, and because of your fucking movement speed, especially since you're constantly running, it honestly doesn't take too long to get back to some place to actually refill it.
Okay.
That's fair. I was just curious. I'm kind of mixed on it right now,
Okay.
but
But but yeah, no, I had mixed feelings at first about it, but it doesn't seem to be as pressing as I originally had in mind.
yeah, the only time I've really noticed myself struggling with it was during one of the there's like a nighttime inhibitor case thing where you can go through a hospital, and if you do it in one run, you get like five of them.
Oh damn.
Um, but that's like the only time I've noticed myself like racing against the clock.
Yeah. Not only that, but also it's a lot better too because you can use the inhibitor to increase your immunization level too.
That that too.
You can increase the timer. Granted, I don't know by how much because I have yet to do it besides the tutorial basically doing it for me and upgrading my
Yeah,
stamina.
boosts.
What?
It's not a bad boost. It's just not like I don't
It's
know.
not
It's not
something that's gonna
like
like make it you only need to
not like
do it
a
like
full.
once or twice.
No, it's not like a full minute every time you're upgrading a stat.
That's pretty good.
No, I said it's not like that.
Oh, okay, okay. I see what you're saying. Okay,
Yeah.
but
Let's
but
see.
yeah,
A lot of games, it seems like, especially with open exploration areas, they tend to pad things with side quests that are kind of either superfluous or like entirely fucking useless.
oh yeah, for sure. I'm sure they're gonna have like honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if there's quite a few quests like that. But I also don't think that game devs have necessarily found a way to make every single or even a majority of like the side quests that prolong the game. I don't think they've found a way to balance it to where they're interesting enough to where you don't get bored.
Well, if you have the ones that aren't interesting, just like the ones that are, well, I guess on top of the fact that people will have different tastes, even if they're wrong,
Let's go.
the ones that are
Jesus.
generally not boring and shit, keep those in. Like
Yeah.
it's not a
But
hard fucking
then
thing.
but then I would
Yeah,
argue,
it does bring up a thing where they can't say we have 500 hours of
well,
gameplay,
no,
but
it's not even just
I don't
that.
care if like a quarter of it is shit.
But I
I'm
also
still not gonna buy
think
your game.
that like the common, granted I would say that this opinion is obviously flawed, but like the mainstream like social media concept is if I don't have like 100 hours in my game at the very least, then it's not worth $60. So
Yeah, but
then you
those
put
people
the
are fucking
pressure.
stupid.
But the thing is though is that that is
Yeah,
the main
first off,
like income from those companies, unfortunately, and then
yeah,
those
but
same
first
people
off,
will go and
popular opinion
bitch.
is fucking stupid.
Yeah, no,
Like,
I'm
why
not
would
saying
you
that they're
want to
smart about
want
it
to have
about
a
that.
fucking 100 hours of shit? Like, this isn't directed at you guys, but like
Yeah.
general to human beings. Why would you want 100 hours of absolute shit?
Well, that's the thing though. Like they start
Just
going through
20
all the
hours
side quests
really
and
good.
they realize that they're all fetch quests, just like in fucking Skyrim with the unlimited thing. And then they're just like,
great
well, this
quest.
is shit. I don't want to do this. And it's just like, then why the? I don't know what you want then, because you can't
Nobody knows what
like.
they fucking want. That's the thing.
Because
Nobody knows
here's the
what they
thing,
fucking
you
want.
can't make 100-hour game and then expect it all the missions or even a majority of the missions to be super interesting. It's just not possible. That would
It's
require like bare minimum probably like fucking 10 years of development.
Yeah, but you see what the problem of it is because you're trying to make a game fit that time length, that
Exactly.
play length, and you're just gonna make a bad game. Just
Exactly.
make the fucking
If
game. If
if
it's 100
they had told
hours,
me, if they had told
an
me
hour.
that like they cut down that, because honestly the 500-hour thing is, like I said, they put collectibles and shit in that game, so that's probably what they're like a lot of the filling is, a lot of the locations too.
Yeah,
But
that's fine.
nonetheless,
It's like as
like
long
if
as
they
they
were
don't
to
hit a bad
say,
balance of that, like Korok seeds.
yeah, like if they were to tell me instead of that they said, hey, we're trimming down the fat and we're cutting it down to like a hard like 150-hour game completing everything, but we're trying to do our best to make all the side quests either meaningful to the story or just interesting to do, then I would be perfectly fine with that.
Yeah,
Perfectly fine with that. Even if it was cut down to like
not
75 hours, I would be more than okay with that. Because
yeah,
at the
that's
end
the
of the
good thing. You're
day,
cutting out the quantity and you're leaving in the quality.
but this is also
You make
coming
a good
from a
game.
content creator too, where it's just like I don't want to have to play a game fucking like 500 hours on stream to be able to complete everything if I was that type of person. Me personally, I'm probably going to put a good like 30 or so hours into this game before I complete the main story on stream, and then I'll probably play it offline along with on stream whatever.
That's perfectly fine. Like,
This just in,
granted,
I confirmed
another
he
another
never.
side of this argument is you don't have to play the 500-hour game. You can
Yeah.
just play it to the point where you feel you're satisfied,
Yeah.
and then say, "All right, I don't want to do the rest of it."
Yeah. What were you going to say, Carter?
Like,
I just said this just in. Isaiah confirmed he's never streaming Persona.
Oh god.
oh no,
Here's
you
the
can get
thing.
Persona 5 pretty quick.
That's
Not
true.
raw, not royal, but
Are you
Persona
kidding me,
5.
Royal? You can cheese Royal so fucking quick.
Yeah, but a new player of the Persona series,
I mean, they
Yeah,
have Persona 5 Strikers.
Strikers was fun.
you're gonna be so fucking lost if you haven't played 5 and you jump into
I
Strikers.
mean, like I
Strikers
said, I
was
have Strikers
look.
and I've played like 5 hours of the game. Didn't know what the
Strikers is
fuck
a
was going on.
fucking Muso. It's a fucking Muso game. You don't need to know the plot. All you gotta know
You do though. The
is what your
sequel.
cool combos do. Dude, nobody cares about Persona 5 Strikers except for Zenkiji.
That's rude. I liked it.
He's Gatsu.
I
Look,
only
I like it too. It's
boss it.
just
Like it.
it's a fucking run around beat shit up Dynasty Warriors like Muso game. It's like,
That's what Royal ends up being by the time you're through the fourth palace if you're doing mementos.
oh, that's fair. It is fucking awful.
Nah,
But
you
it's
get
like
rank
just the
6, you start farming mementos between palaces, you're level 100 by endgame.
oh
Yeah.
yeah. Well, you can do that in Persona 5 either. You just go on a rainy day and wait for fucking what's his fuck to kill himself.
Yeah,
Oh my bad. Commit
uh
uninstall.
they broke the death nerf.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, you have to actually fight him now.
That's good.
It
That's a
was good.
quality of
Good
life
fight.
update. But
It's
it's
still
like
pretty difficult even if you go unmaxed out.
I will still stand behind that Persona 5 Strikers. You don't really need to know the story
I suppose.
because like
I
it's
guess it
just
depends on what context you're trying to play it for. If you're, but the thing is though, is that it probably wouldn't be a good mix for me because I want a story game where I can just sit back and relax and know what the fuck is going on. It's
yeah.
not just like a
See, that's the best
mindless.
part. You don't need to. Like Persona 5 story is done. This is an after story. It's like Persona 5 Ultimax and Persona 5 or Persona 4 Arena. It's an after story, but you don't stay there for the actual story. You stay there for the gameplay
I guess that's
because
fair.
yo, they made a fighting game out of Persona. Oh, dude, look, everybody's using Naruto and just going bang bang with a gun.
Jesus.
Look, everybody's finding out. I guess is kind of fucking tweaked.
I can't wait for that port to come out and have the whole new generation of Persona fans jump in.
Yeah, and they're gonna be like, "Who's this fucking silver-haired guy?
Yeah. Like, this
Is this
isn't
a
Morgana.
yo? This this Yosuke guy's a ripoff."
Teddy Bear's just a Morgana wannabe.
Oh my god,
But
is this for
nonetheless,
kids?
closing thoughts on Dying Light is it's been a pretty good game so far. Like I said, I put about 4 hours in. Um, the game is perfect for pretty much any type of level. If you just want a quick story driven or a quick, decent story driven game with amazing mechanics and really good combat, then this game's good for you. It's going to be a good 24, like 20 to 25 hour game. If you're a completionist and you want quote unquote your money's worth, if you're that type of person that wants that, from what the devs have said, they've confidently said that you can put half a grand worth of hours into the game between getting everything, completing it 100%. And obviously it's a spectrum. Those are the two extremes. Um, I don't really got anything more on that.
He said moron.
Shut up.
He
All
did.
right.
He said
But
his name.
yeah. Carter, you said that you found a handful of articles over the past like week or so. Tell us what you got.
Um, let's see. We'll start with the topical one since I'm playing it. They have delayed yet again the launch of Forge and Co-op in Halo Infinite
Dude,
Oh,
Forge is the government spook. It's never coming out.
Jesus Christ. Okay. How long are they delaying it for?
6 months.
indefinitely.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Did you really think it
They
was
want
gonna
to
come
make
out?
sure. So it is indefinite to the extent that they don't want to put a time on it before they know it's ready. Um. So yeah, right now there is no time frame.
I
Yeah.
just don't understand how you can have
This game
fucking
was so ready to launch.
6 years of development and you don't have two of the most, I would say, the two most important fucking aspects of Halo ready.
Come on, don't be like that, Isaiah. Remember Final Fantasy 15? That shit was out. That shit was cooking for like 15 years.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts 3 too.
Kingdom Hearts 3 as well. Like, it's a thing. It's just
But those are like single player focused games and they didn't want to ruin the franchise. Halo has not had a good
good shit
fucking
anyway.
story since the end of Halo 3.
Didn't you
Yeah,
like it?
because everything else is shit. Just play Halo 3.
I
Master
thought
Chief
you liked
Collection
it.
cost. It's gonna cost the same amount to play Master Chief Collection than it is to play Halo, the newest Halo, and you're gonna have a better time. Because
What
you're
did you
gonna
say,
do
Carter?
nostalgia bait
I
bullshit.
thought you liked the Infinite campaign.
I didn't play it yet.
Oh shit! I
I
thought you
didn't
had.
plan on I didn't plan on buying the game until co-op comes out cuz that's how I've always played the Halo games.
Oh well, rip.
Fucking and like it'd be a different story and I'd be more intrigued about it if Halo 5's campaign actually made any fucking difference. Like I seen a short review of it and they basically cut out the remainder of Halo 5's unfinished story. Like when you finally start playing the game again, Cortana's perfectly fine and they just play it through cutscenes or some shit or just dialogue. So it's just like I have no incentive to play right now because they basically did a do-over on it. They didn't conclude anything.
So you're saying they're just kind of making a semi shitty game to keep the series
Don't get
going.
me wrong, no, it's that but the thing is though is that like I'm sure that the story I obviously I understand that they kind of want to do a fresh start because they kind of botched Halo 4 and 5, but at the same time it's just like finish what you started or some shit. Like I don't understand.
Do you
And
believe that it might just be the time for Halo to just kind of die?
well, here's the thing though. Like they don't really need. Well, I guess it depends because they kind of launched Infinite's multiplayer as basically a standalone thing. So technically, they could just let Halo's campaign die and just continue developing either MCC or Infinite or even possibly both. But I don't see that happening because 343 knows that Halo is a cash cow, just like COD at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I guess I just had mixed feelings on it. I was really hoping to be able to play Forge at the very fucking least by the beginning of summer, but guess that might not be happening.
Yeah, probably not.
Anyways, go ahead and continue, Carter. Sorry about the tangent.
I don't even remember what I was saying to be perfectly honest.
It was the fucking the indefinite, and then I went on my tangent. So
No, you're good. I was in the middle of a match, so I was gonna see if that article actually said anything.
So, anyways, Halo Infinite Forge doesn't exist. It's government spook.
basically, that's unfortunate.
Which I will get on a little fucking capitalist pedestal here. I did pick up an Xbox last week, so my Triforce is complete. I'm having a great time with the multiplayer.
That's
I
good.
love the multiplayer.
Yeah,
This
no,
is someone who has played a game before.
they made Halo Infinite's combat and the multiplayer crisp as shit. Obviously, the microtransactions and shit are like a different aspect, but as for gameplay, I don't see how they could have possibly made it better in terms of how it
Yep.
feels. I know that there's obviously still like a handful of weapons that still feel weak as shit, like the Ravager and shit, but I don't. They did fantastic with smoothing out the gameplay. Fucking phenomenal. I will
Yeah.
commend them on that.
Just to go a little deeper on the time frame, they said that they intended to have announcements about the roadmap and the launch plans for everything this month, or I guess January. And that announcement they had was, "Hey, we need more time to finalize our plans. This work is our top priority. We'll have an update as soon as we can."
Well, I guess we just gotta accept that for now. Nothing else we can do.
I mean, it might be better than rushing it out, but
I mean, don't get me wrong, it is better than rushing it out. It's just like I just don't understand
uh,
how. Like I understand once again the time delays and shit from maybe multiplayer and shit to hammer down the combat, but it's just like you guys have been working on Forge ever since the what second Halo? No, first
Yep.
Halo. I
Yeah.
think first Halo even had Forge, and it's just like you
Yep.
guys have been steadily improving it, and I understand that takes time, but we haven't had a new Halo like a main stage Halo in 6 years.
but what if it's gonna come out and it is shit?
I swear to God, if it is, I'm gonna have a fucking
Like
aneurysm and
at
blame it
that
on them.
point, no, it'd be funny because at that point there was no point of fucking delaying it so long. You're just making people lose interest,
Yeah.
Yep. Said they are
and it's
still
gonna come out
committed
and be shit.
to they're still committed to ship the campaign co-op with season 2 and Forge with season 3. They're just going to keep delaying the launch dates for those seasons.
Yeah, let's go.
Jesus Christ.
It's going to be great. It's going to be great.
It's gonna be a fucking train wreck. But I don't know. I think
Halo.
the dedicated fans will at least stick with the multiplayer because at the very least they have been listening to the community to, for the most part, on a relatively respectable scale. Like they've been holding their word on like I guess adding certain things to the multiplayer, adjusting the prices for a lot of things, adding more meaningful content to the battle passes to make it more worthwhile, even for free players. Um, so I will give them their kudos for that as well.
Yeah. Um oh, speaking of Bungie and Halo, even though we didn't really talk about Bungie,
Yeah.
uh that happened this week.
Yeah, so if anyone in the stream hasn't known, which I'd be surprised considering the fucking Microsoft kind of like made waves, and I'm not so I wouldn't be surprised if people start actually paying attention to gaming news more. But
The piss
Sony actually bought Bungie for what was it, 3.9 bill, I think?
uh
Fuckload of
oh,
dollars.
No, it's 3.6 bill. They bought it for that. And then on top of
yep.
that, part of that 3.6 was that 1.2 of that was to make sure that the talent at Bungie that's been responsible for making D2 stayed.
Yep. Yep.
So,
They should get some money to keep those fuckers.
um I wasn't not expecting Sony to want to buy Bungie. Um but I wouldn't say that this is going to be a hindrance. I do think that this in the long run will be a good thing in the long run because I think Angry Joe actually said it too on his weekly show or whatever. But he basically argued that it should be good for Bungie because they've been kind of like they've been putting out new expansions and shit and have been doing decent things, but I do think that Sony's gonna light an like blow on the fire a little bit and make it a little bit bigger to be like, hey, we just paid a big ass price tag on for your asses. You better start returning that investment. So I think as long as they don't get as greedy as Activision was, which that's kind of like a hard, ceiling to pass, but as long as they don't do that bullshit, I think it'll be good. I think they'll have a solid publisher behind them.
Yeah.
That's all you got is yeah.
I don't know. I hate Destiny.
Really?
Yeah, I hate it.
I don't know. Destiny's one of those games I can play through the story once and then it just falls so fucking flat because it's the same shit every single time.
I would argue. I mean, don't get me wrong. I understand that, and I have never wanted to repeat any of the campaigns. But usually, I would say overall, D2 is kind of similar to Warhammer in the sense that they have a shit ton of lore that they can actually expand on and even make an intriguing story.
Yeah,
But
see,
obviously, unlike Warhammer,
that has
D2,
been that game from the start is that they have all these things that they can do. We have been shooting at the same 5 enemy types since 2015, and they still don't fucking care enough to put new ones in the
yeah,
expansions.
yeah, no. And don't get me wrong with the new Witch Queen thing. It's
Got it
cool that
wrong.
they're giving the Hive their own spin of light and shit. But it's just like you guys need to do something with the darkness that you guys have been playing up and technically redid in 2014. Um, like you guys have introduced big ass black pyramids. That's about it. There's no new enemy types. They've just been kind of playing a proxy war and have been trying to coax you over to the dark side.
I
But like they
I,
haven't.
I
Like,
don't know, because I don't know. This could be a 2-hour podcast by itself for me.
yeah, I
Yeah,
don't know. Like I have mixed feelings about D2. The
the
gameplay is
rabbit hole
obviously
is
fun.
quite expansive.
Um, the
Fine, that's
exotic the exotic
fine.
quests I've always been kind of mixed on because I understand why the quests are sometimes really frustrating or really grindy because they're supposed to be unique weapons that aren't necessarily that can either be really niche or really strong in PvE or even PvP in some cases in the past. But it's just like they get old if you try to do too many in a row. Um, but yeah, on to the original point. They're doing something interesting with the Hive, giving them light based powers, but they technically just took the assets and stuck them onto different Hive archetypes. Like the fucking knights have Titan based abilities, like the shield, like void and shit like that. Obviously, wizards have the fucking warlocks abilities, and then I don't remember who got hunter, but
Thrall. I don't
like
know. I feel like
it
it would be Thrall.
if and even if they do introduce something interesting with the pyramids by the end of the raid, which obviously you'll be killing Savathun, um, we're gonna have to wait another like 2 years at the very least to know if the pyramids are gonna actually start sending their own units to the fucking battlefield or not, or what's going
So
on
it's
with that.
confirmed we're killing Savathun,
It
and
probably like she's been the main. They've been hyping her up as the enemy that's been spawning the light-based hive and giving them
I
ghost.
I'd rather not fight Savathun. I'd rather employ her onto our side.
That's fair.
Like,
I'm. I mean, that could be
I
the
don't know.
case too. She was an ally
Yeah,
for a little bit.
they are pushing the gambit of the Guardian employing darkness into its arsenal,
Yep.
and the potential that the Traveler might not be the pinnacle of goodness.
Yeah.
I
I
do
mean,
remember that.
there have been plenty of
I don't know. I
stories
don't
that
know
have
if that
suggested
plot
that.
line has been scrapped, but like, it just feels like the natural evolution of that would be like, hey, this fucking hive person, she has the ability of thinking critically, so she wants to be our ally instead of getting shot by us.
Well, not just that, but also I think there have been little snippets of lore that have been suggesting that Traveler doesn't have a goody two shoes past. Obviously, with the Fallen,
Oh
for
yeah, no,
example.
that's been pushed for a while, and then with
Yeah,
the Fallen,
but the thing is, though, is that in the original timeline, by the end of D1, you're supposed to find out that the Traveler was actually part of the Darkness.
yeah, that
But it looks like
they're
they're
par-
doing something
they're
similar,
what is
where
it?
they're
They're two
basically
paracausal entities born from the same
yeah,
like
so they're
you know,
basically two sides of the same coin.
yeah, that which makes perfect sense. It's the same shit as like Kingdom Hearts. Like you can't have nothing but light.
Yeah.
You just unbalance. It's just like Shadowbringers from fucking Final Fantasy. Like they're the entire fucking realm that you go to is destroyed by pure light or being destroyed by pure light. Like
Oh, I see.
it's a pretty cliched thing, but
It's a cliched thing, but as long as it's
it's not.
executed well, it can be used as many
Yeah,
times as it needs to be.
yeah, it's fair. Like I have no problem. I don't have no qualms against it. I loved fucking Shadowbringers. Shadowbringers was fucking lit.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm interested to see what develops with Witch Queen. I don't know if I'm gonna get it day one because I dropped quite a bit of money on Dying Light 2, but I also plan on playing it a shit ton, so I don't really mind the investment. Um,
I'm past the point of buying it.
uh,
Ah,
wait, which one?
uh,
I think
the
Bungie should. Okay, go ahead.
what?
What Kane?
I said I'm past the point of buying D2.
Oh, okay, okay,
Found
I see.
something better.
I think Bungie should sunset making bad games.
I wish the
Uh,
universe would sunset making bad games. Yo, we should just do One Chanbara game. Honestly, this shit's fun. It's dumb
Dude,
fun, but it's
speaking
only
of
it is
bad
what it is.
games and shooters that Activision has dead on our
Call of Poopy.
Infinity Ward has confirmed they are working on 2022's Call of Duty title.
it's almost like they're on a 3-year cycle with two other dev studios.
Dude,
Gentlemen,
you know what the
will you
coolest
be
thing about it is?
purchasing Modern Warfare 2, which is inevitably what this fucking game will be?
I mean, here's the thing with Modern Warfare 2019. The gameplay was honestly fun, but I do agree with Jev when he said that the type of gameplay that it inspired. Well, hold on. Let me rephrase what I said. The gunplay felt good whenever you got into fights. There weren't any overly like broken guns from what I can remember. But the
Yeah.
problem was how the maps were laid out and how bad the spawns were. It pretty much only encouraged camping, and that's probably what killed. That was probably the main factor as to. Sorry, second main factor to why the game died. Obviously, besides
I thought
the yearly cycle that the games go through.
I thought it was
Um,
supposed to be camping. I'm sorry. Did I misunderstand?
wait, what?
I thought it was just supposed to be camping. Did I misunderstand something?
Modern Warfare 2's campaign got remastered
No, I
a
thought it was
year.
supposed to be
Oh,
just camping.
campaign, not campaign. He
Yeah.
was making a joke.
Oh Jesus Christ, that one. Okay.
Who'd have
Um,
thought?
that
The
was bad.
the the game series I went from like pretty pivotal to FPS. The FPS genre went to bottom of the barrel, fucking flavor of the year, and now they're trying to make a comeback from it. But it seems like all they're putting out is just flavor of the year.
I mean, I would argue in recent years, Infinity Ward has been the only one that's been trying to actually redefine the games. The other two have just been fucking cookie cutter, copy and paste.
I don't
Don't get
know.
me wrong, I do agree.
I
Like
don't know, man.
60% of them have been doing that shit.
You have a game series that's putting out nothing but mediocrity. It feels like the kid who's only doing bad in school because he's bored. Eventually, he just becomes bad, and he gets upset when he can't be above the fucking bar.
Yeah,
I
that's fair.
thought
You're
I thought
prolonged.
Cold War Zombies was pretty fun.
Don't get me wrong, but the thing is though is that you have to really try to fuck up zombies formula.
Don't say that because they've done it 3 times. Please don't, because they have done it
What do
three
you mean, man?
times
They were
now.
fun. You bought the game, right?
Black Ops 2's. I did not buy Vanguard.
Oh,
I didn't either.
did
Fuck that
I?
game.
Shit.
Black Ops 2 at launch, they fucked up. They brought it back because they switched out studio heads for zombies. Black Ops 4 was a fucking train wreck because half the maps crashed on launch. And Vanguard is Vanguard.
Yeah, Vanguard is yeah. But we'll get to that
Like
in
I
a
said,
second, Makai.
my theory still stands. They've bathed in mediocrities for so long that that's all they can output.
Yeah. I don't know. Like it just seems like the entire studio, like all three studios are probably burnt out at this point from the yearly fucking release. It doesn't
That's
let them get, and Activision probably doesn't let them get creative with the formula or anything because that probably they're too scared to potentially damage the numbers and shit. So it's just gonna become instead of a AAA. At this point, it's not even a AAA title,
it's an A. Well,
if
nah,
that.
it's like a C minus.
I would say it's B.
Nah, nah. Have you seen those fucking? Have you seen those sizes? Like hard drive space take like storage sizes for the games on PC.
I shouldn't need 850 gigabytes of storage space for a 4-hour campaign and multiplayer with 8 guns on launch.
Yeah, like
That's fair.
the storage size is awful. Just optimize your game. I don't care if
Learn to
it's
use a
bad.
fucking.
Yeah, just compress your shit. Oh, but it makes the stuff look bad. It makes it look worse. I don't give a fuck. Like, do you honestly think people who are not actually mentally unwell are gonna be like, yo, 800 gigabytes for a game? Yo, Warzone, 200 gigabytes? I'm gonna fucking install this. You know,
Well,
Break
and
not just that, but they
well,
also
it's
had
gonna
to.
support
it.
this
Oh.
PC and this one hard drive. I'm working on getting a second hard drive, but you know, it's 2 gigabytes or two. You know, fucking, it's a
2
terabyte hard
terabytes.
drive. Yeah,
Dude,
it's a terabyte
gigabyte.
hard drive. So I'm like trying to, trying to maximize the space, but I am saving money to buy another one. You know, because I'm a well-made adult. Oh wait, it takes up like a fifth of my hard drive to play this fucking game. Awesome, dude. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like you can do so much more on so much less. Look at the fucking Quake style, homage, like the games that are coming out, where their entire style is like an homage to Quake. They come out small as fuck. A lot of them have a lot of fun content, a lot of cool shit to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want a good,
Like,
like, I don't even want to call it cookie cutter or generic because it feels so fucking backhanded. Doom Eternal's PvP is fantastic.
yeah.
Is it?
Yes.
Do you like
God damn.
how New Doom, like New Doom, what 2016?
Yeah.
They were complaining that the fucking multiplayer was shit and it was
It was
awful, disgusting.
Quake.
And then they bring up Doom Eternal, where it's literally just like it's peace.
God
It's just I don't have a word for it,
damn.
but
No,
it,
I
it's in the
the
realm
new
of
Doom,
fantastic.
modern Doom has just been Unreal Tournament, which is great because I miss Unreal Tournament.
Yeah,
I would say that's been Bethesda's best fucking release in the last 6 years. Actually,
Been
no,
their
longer
only.
than that, honestly.
what do you mean? All the re-releases of Skyrim aren't to your tea? I thought you loved Skyrim. I thought you bought
I
Skyrim like
do.
yeah. You bought Skyrim, so why wouldn't you buy the
I
re-releases?
Maybe if they would
I did.
actually take the time
Bought
to
it.
fix the fucking bugs and shit.
Do you know when I bought Skyrim? November 11th,
2012.
2011, like the rest of the
That's
world.
Yeah.
right. Yeah, it did come out November 11th.
Jesus.
Yeah, 11/11/11.
Yeah. Don't you remember the story where they were like, "Hey, if you have a baby and name them Dovahkiin on 11/11/11, we'll give you all of our stuff free for life." And
Yeah.
someone did. There is a baby out there named Dovahkiin. Well, not even a baby. They're like 11 now. Someone's out there named Dovahkiin, so their parents can get free Bethesda shit for the rest of their lives.
The child
Can I
being
have the
bullied in
company?
school right now.
No, I think it was. I think it was every game the studio releases for the rest of time.
Look,
You will get for free if you name your kid Dovahkiin.
how the
Jesus
fuck did
Christ.
this child exist, but like the fucking kid who was named Adolf got taken away from his parents? Like this is the same level of child abuse.
I
I'm
don't
not
think it
fucking
is.
wrong, dude. You're treating your child
One
as
is a
a fucking
very
object
beloved
and just
game.
using it
The
to get
other
free
one is
video
Adolf
games.
Hitler.
I don't know, man. Have you played Skyrim? I found Adolf Hitler in Skyrim. And I don't know what mod
I'm
I
pretty
installed.
sure you modded him. Yeah, I was
I
gonna
don't know what mod
say.
I installed. I got scared. I just
Jesus
turned it off because I
Christ.
thought it was just haunted by his
Scared
ghost.
it
But
off
no, dude.
before.
Like you're just using your fucking child as an object to get free video games. Like that's like look. Don't get me wrong. Naming your kid Adolf is shitty, but this, like naming your kid Dovahkiin, that's pretty fucking shitty.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's fair.
It's like,
I don't know.
it
Hey,
doesn't matter
speaking
if
of
they're free
studios that
games.
milk games
You're
for
fucking
10
losing.
years, y'all excited?
Huh?
These segues
Or
are
what?
great tonight. Speaking of studios that milk games for 10 years, y'all excited for GTA 6, which has been confirmed to be in active development?
No, not
Man,
really.
fucking fantastic.
It
I
took
mean,
like everybody in the Discord to convince me to get GTA 5, so I'm
Oh,
good.
I didn't even, I people convinced me to play it. I didn't even get it. It was fucking free on
yeah.
uh Epic.
Yeah,
I bought mine on Steam, so like I
6
could
months ago.
I could go onto
I
roleplay
refuse
servers
to
and ban
buy that game. You know what game I did buy of theirs recently though? When I
but
got my Xbox, Red
Red
Dead
Dead
One
2.
Game of the Year edition, so I could
Oh,
play Undead Nightmare,
true.
I liked Undead
which
Nightmare. That was
to
alright.
this day is one of the best things Rockstar's ever done.
That's fair. Um, fucking no, I think it's about time because it's been almost 10 fucking years.
Speaking of
But
GTA,
the
oh my
I'm
bad.
not gonna really get excited until I hear more news about it,
Mm,
and we probably aren't gonna hear any more news about it until probably fall. I highly doubt they're gonna release anything about it on E3.
No,
Um,
it'll be a PS6 game.
yeah.
mm,
Um, but yeah, I think it's about time. Don't get me wrong. There are mixed opinions about GTA 5, but you can't argue the fact that the game has literally been in the top 10 for Steam for the last fucking decade. It's
Yeah, I
been
don't understand. I
like
don't understand that.
I completely get it. It's full of fucking content. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying
No,
the
that
content's
I
good or
get why
bad.
people are buying it. I don't get how people are still buying it in that capacity.
I mean, now it's mainly
Very
just microtransactions. That and also the
yeah,
RP servers, the people that control that shit.
yeah.
Yeah, but the microtransactions don't boost the base game
What?
up to the top of the
No, I'm
list.
busy.
Buying for the RP servers.
No.
Wouldn't you want to play on some toxic server run by a bunch of fucking man children instead of just
No,
play
if
the
I
game?
wanted to do that, I would just do
Dude,
like a public Stardew Valley thing.
dude, you can be a cop and shoot people. It's like real life, except
Cool.
you
I'll
don't
just
get
play
repercussions
LA
from
Noir.
killing a kid.
I'll just play LA Noir.
Yeah, but like that's not GTA 5.
No, it's better.
No, don't say that. You're fucking telling people the right thing. You shouldn't ever do that.
Sorry. Okay, start sponsoring me, and I'll show a little bit harder.
All right, you better shill for our game. I call it
Rockstar
Doki Doki
sponsor me.
Hentai Haven. It's the it's my erotic fan fiction of Doki Doki Literature Club. Your first payment will be
I'm in.
$8. Next month
You
you
had
can
me at
start killing
Doki
the fuck
Doki.
out of it.
You had me at Doki Doki.
All right,
Doki Doki is a good time.
Doki Doki is my
Yeah,
favorite
no.
type.
To
what's her
move
name? Who's
the
remember
convo
what's
forward.
the small girl from Doki Doki gets beat by her dad?
Hold
I keep
on.
forgetting her name. So they call her Chicken Wing.
Jesus Christ.
Isaiah, go ahead.
Anyways,
Hey,
yeah,
Nasa,
Modern Warfare 2. Looking
no.
forward to. I'm curious to see what they're gonna do. GTA 6, obviously, it's too early to make any predictions. Um, but I think you found an article about 2042, right, Carter?
I think we were just talking
No.
about it. I think we're just shitting on it.
Yeah,
Well,
we were shit.
I think there is a new development about it.
Oh yeah,
Basically, they aren't releasing the scoreboard until when?
the
Oh yeah,
scoreboard
until like
patch
six
is set
million
to
years from
launch
now.
this spring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's gonna take them a few more months to get that shit under control. Apparently. As far
That
as I
thing
know, the game is still a
like
dumpster fire with near zero fucking balance changes.
Yeah.
Um, they're probably
Dude,
going to leave it in the dust. If
remember the
I'm being
last time
honest.
we played it and we got stuck in that stuck in the turret, stuck
Oh
in
yeah, that was great.
thing? That was so fucking
Kane,
funny.
Kane and I played the beta
we
for.
grappled. We
Nope,
grappled, or no, we didn't grapple. It was using
we were
the
in an
elevator.
elevator shaft.
Yeah. Using the 100% scripted like fucking grapnel down on the
Yep.
elevator cable gets you stuck in the building and you're just unable to play for the rest of the match. You have to exit out.
Stop podcast. I'll be up in a little bit.
Turns out you can't use your mobility because it will just prevent you from playing the game. You neither add or subtract to the overall fight. You just become a detriment. You're taking up space.
Yeah. Um, the game was an absolute fucking
So
disaster in
fucking
the beta, and
goddamn
I've,
funny.
if I remember correctly, the hit registration and the bloom problem is still rampant.
Yep.
The game is still in a mess. I think the last update that I seen on YouTube, basically the game has gotten so bad where people aren't playing the actual game; they're playing what's called Battlefield Portal. And basically, what Portal is, Kane, is you get to go back and play, and they basically mesh all the Battlefield games into one giant sandbox, and you can relive the past games basically.
Okay,
That's the
that's
most
fine.
popular playlist right
That's 100% fine. Like honestly, though, for me, at least for me, I wouldn't do that because I would just play them.
Yeah,
But then
exactly.
again, I haven't actually given a shit about Battlefield since like quite some time. When did Battlefield 3 come out?
2011 actually, I think.
Yeah, that's when I
Yeah.
gave a shit.
Oh, Portal's even having issues? Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah.
I don't
Portals.
So like, I don't know. Battlefield's always been kind of a mess since
Here's the
like
thing though, like the games
modern.
used to be fun as shit.
They used to be
Like
fun,
I
but
sunk a shit
when
ton
they
of
started
hours
when
into
they
3 and
started
4.
pushing into the more
Dude,
like
4
to the
launched like
modern
shit too.
consoles, it
Yeah.
just kind of went to shit.
But the thing is though is that even though 4 launched like shit, the game was still enticing enough to keep people around long enough for the game to actually get updated and patched.
Do you know why I played that long enough for the game to get updated and patched? Because it was a fucking PS4 launch title and it took a year for anything to come out.
Oh, well. I mean, I guess at the time I was still playing a lot of COD, so I guess I didn't really notice that. That and also Destiny, I think. No, I think it was Destiny at the time because I was
Yeah,
super
cause
hyped for that.
yeah, that's fair. Cause you and I bought
D1 D1 came out in
Xbox.
the same year.
Was that about the time you and I bought Xbox together? Is it? No, that was like in 2014, right?
That was well, it was actually 2013. We had our Xboxes
Yeah.
for about a year and then D2 launched. Or
Yeah,
D1 launched, sorry.
because I remember that was like the first time that was when I actually gave a shit about stepping into fucking modern consoles.
Yeah. Um
Until then, I was just doing fucking goon shit on my PSP and playing fucking Dota like a
I
little
have my
weird.
PS Vita still. I don't really touch
Oh,
it
dude.
anymore, but
If you could find some cheap games, like Vita has games, it just
yeah, don't get me wrong.
way too fucking.
It's
I
I
found
bought
for
it
both.
literally
Actually, a really
because
good
it's
console.
such a fucking gem of a console. It's just it didn't get any
It
support.
is. It was honestly too ahead of its time,
That same with
Yeah.
the PSP too.
dude.
I
It's
have mine
yeah.
still around here as well.
Yeah, see that's the thing. Like I fucking love that.
PSP.
Like I
So,
still like emulate Dissidia Duodecim on my fucking computer and play that. Mainly because I'm autistic for like fucking Kane Highwind because he's my favorite character in all of Final Fantasy. No relation in name, just because of his
um,
actual character
That's
and
fair.
how cool they made him in After Years.
mm.
Even though After Years is kind of like poo poo.
But yeah.
But yeah,
Battlefield will probably stay in a messed up state, going how EA usually goes. They're probably
uh,
going to drop it and just pretend like it doesn't exist. And I would honestly could see them dropping all support within the next 6 months
honestly, I fear the day when they're just gonna do what they like to do, where they're just gonna crash and burn the fuck out of the
out of the franchise.
yeah, out of the
That's why
franchise.
I'm absolutely terrified for Mass Effect and Dragon Age.
Oh,
That's why I'm scared about Apex being the new Titanfall.
nah, man.
That would be a fucking tragedy. What
I
about
mean, that's
Saints Row? Oh yeah, did you guys hear about that? That they're coming out with a new Saints Row game?
oh yeah,
It's
they
okay.
like a year ago.
That
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
I actually wasn't following any Saints Row shit.
I wasn't either. I've actually found out about that by accident when I was watching Angry Joe. Basically, I think they're doing like a soft relaunch of the series and bringing it back
Okay.
down to like gang versus gang with no superpowers and shit.
Oh,
Obviously, still a sandbox, but
they're just doing the exact opposite with what they did with Saints Row 3. So
yes,
we're just going back to Saints Row 2,
yes.
which should have been okay. But nah, I'm too far gone. I'm not gonna buy it.
I don't
yeah.
know if I will. It'll all
Oh,
depend on what I see over the next like year or so until the game's released.
I've been hoping for a Saints Row 2 game for the longest fucking time. Through fucking Saints Row 3, through Saints Row 4, through Get Out of Hell. But it's too long. It's too far gone now.
That's fair.
I'm done. I cut my ties.
That's fair.
Saints Row 4 is a very special place in my heart. I do love that game.
Saints Row
I
4 is fun as hell as a sandbox, but obviously, like, there's some people
I'd like it.
just.
I'd like it more if it wasn't a Saints Row game.
That's fair.
Because I don't know, just the disconnect. Like
Yeah.
I thought, like I was pretty enamored with Saints Row 3. I jumped on with Saints Row 3 because that's when I gave a shit. But
Yeah.
like going back and doing Saints Row 1 and 2, that was just I thought that was infinitely better.
It's
I got
interesting.
sad, but I waited too long.
I'll wait and see. I hope they do something good with the game and reinvigorate the franchise. But I mean, honestly, I've have so little faith in most of the like the main
Yeah, no hope
game
for future.
devs. It's just like Techland was obviously they so far have held their word. Like all the shit that's wrong with the game, they can pretty much just patch out. And like as for the falling short in the story, I mean, people mainly bought the game for the gameplay and the fucking sandbox aspects.
Yeah, for the
Like the
wacky tacky, wacky woohoo gameplay, wacky
like
woohoo.
the game's story isn't even bad. It's just like it obviously falls short to like other I
Which one?
guess other
Which one are we talking about though?
Dying Light 2.
Oh, Dying Light 2? Oh,
Yeah.
okay, cool.
Like the a lot of people are
Alright,
saying
where's
that
one?
the story falls short, but I don't think it falls short enough to make it a bad game by any means.
Perfectly
um
fine.
but yeah, 2042 still the dumpster fire. Saints Row, we'll see what happens. Let's let's see what else do we have here. The only other one that I have right here is that apparently, according to this article you put in here, Carter from IGN, is that PlayStation boss Jim Ryan says we should expect more studio acquisitions in the future in the wake of today's news that Sony is buying Destiny developer Bungie.
Yo,
GamesIndustry.biz's Christopher Dring tweeted that Ryan said we should expect more when it comes to further PlayStation acquisitions. So literally a
let's give
repeat.
it up for video game mega corporations. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Oh yeah. By the way, currently the government finally got into Microsoft's business by with their fucking ballsy trying to purchase Activision thing.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see if that gets denied or not. Let's see here.
I doubt it will.
I doubt it will too. This is America.
Uh, Microsoft's been doing fucking sketchy shit even before they actually do
Oh
the
yeah,
game.
for sure.
They're
Oh
just
yeah.
gonna get away with it.
They're gonna have enough fucking
We all know.
lobbying to make it go away.
Don't get me wrong. Bill Gates is a fucking nerd living the dream, but
Well, here's the thing. In
he's
terms of all like the
business.
super billionaires or the super rich people in the world, I'm sure Bill Gates isn't really like high on the list of shitty people. But I mean,
No,
Microsoft.
he did release a bunch of fucking mosquitoes during I believe a TED talk to be like, you guys need to experience this shit too.
What?
I thought that was yeah, for his TED talk. He was doing a TED talk on like
Free.
malaria and he unleashed a fuckload of mosquitoes and he's like, poor people aren't the only people who should be dealing with this. It was a fucking power move. It was an
Oh,
absolute power move. So like I
the
know he's not fucking stupid. He's a
felony.
mad lad, but that's the problem. He's too mad of a lad.
um,
And I guess I
Power.
believe
doesn't that
also
constitute as
fairly good genetic.
terrorism?
Yeah,
No, 'cause it's just fucking mosquitoes. He's not infecting them with malaria. He's just fucking letting out a bunch of
exposing
mosquitoes to
them to
annoy
it.
people. Do you think you get terrorism for slightly annoying people?
If
No.
the point,
He's not
no, if you
black.
go, if you if you go to it, if you're hosting a thing where the point is, hey, this isn't the only group of people that can get malaria, it's a present danger for everybody. And then you follow that up by releasing into the crowd the number one cause of malaria.
No, you just don't get it. It was a fucking power move. It was the greatest power
No,
move of all
it's
time.
not.
Yeah,
I
he gets a free
disagree.
pass because everybody hates rich people.
Disagree.
Rich people need to be like fucking killed in like
That's
like old
no,
time Russian
okay.
style
No,
or
All
no,
Russia
let's
right.
before
Yep.
Tsar.
Cut.
bring
Where's
it
the edit?
back.
Yo, dude, full anarchy,
Let's
anarcho-capitalism. Nah,
bring
fuck
it
that.
back.
No,
The
I
cap,
haven't played Zombie
full
Army, bud.
anarchy.
But
Anyways,
yeah.
before I go on a tangent, Ghostwire Tokyo. I know you put an article out.
Yes,
Never got
I
around to
seen
reading it.
that.
Oh,
It finally
dude,
got a release
Within
date.
Yes.
within
Okay, that's
three.
all the article's talking about. I never got around to reading it.
I didn't see an article. I just was browsing Steam around the time I was trying to buy Dying Light 2, and I seen that it was finally up for pre-purchase. Like it was scrolling on the main screen, and I clicked on it out of curiosity to see if it was on my wish list, and it said March 3rd. I was like, oh shit!
Hey,
So
that's
that
nice.
might be a good playthrough game to play through. I know Elden Ring comes out this month, later this month. So might start playing through that too. Probably at the same time as Dying Light because I more than definitely want to have Dying Light 2 done by the time it comes out. So we're probably gonna do a playthrough of that, possibly co-op with Kane and Julio, but we'll see.
What are we doing? I'm sorry, I fucking zonked out.
Elden Ring?
Alright, Elden Ring? I'm not playing Elden Ring.
No,
No, I'm done. I'm done with fucking Dark Souls series.
really?
I've
Oh
done
damn.
so much of it. Like, I need something different.
That's
That's
I
fair.
need
fair.
something
All
wholly
right.
different. I don't need open world Dark Souls. I just need something different. I'll
Like
go for the Armored Core game that they talked about releasing. I'll go for that. Unless it's gonna be like Dark Souls like, then I'm fucking giving up.
like
I would hate that actually. I want a structured mech game
Yeah.
with a
Don't get me
solid
wrong.
multiplayer.
Dark Souls has a special place in my heart. It's just I don't want more of it anymore.
You got your fill, basically.
I've definitely gotten my fill.
Yeah.
I had a blast in Dark Souls 1. Dark Souls 2 sucked, but I had a fun time playing it with you, Isaiah.
Oh yeah, that was a good time. That
It
was
was
that
a good time,
was.
especially when you fucking what was it like? You fucking your fucking what was it? Liscum got fucking covered in snow.
Oh
You just
god.
came down to my house and we both played on my shitty farm Wi-Fi.
Oh, that was bad, but it was a good
That was
time at the same
peak,
time.
dude.
So
That
it was
was
peak
peak.
gameplay.
See, the real Dark Souls is the friends we made along the way,
Yeah,
and at
basically.
this point,
The
I
PvP was
also
fun as hell.
I just also really don't want to try a Dark Souls game where their main thing is open world horse combat.
I'll
Just
be. I don't.
appealing.
I honestly haven't seen a lot of gameplay of it. I'll probably wait until it comes out, see what happens.
It does.
Dying
The
Light 2 is
gameplay does
pretty
look nice
much.
and polished. It's just
Dying Light 2 is pretty much the only game that I was even remotely comfortable with pre-ordering, just because Techland hasn't really shit on its customer base just yet.
yeah.
So, also quick side note to another studio that's still kind of near and dear to my heart, even though they fucked up like a year ago roughly. Cyberpunk 2022 or 2077? No,
Oh yeah, crap.
2077. Jesus Christ.
70s.
Oh my
You got
God,
it.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
was
yeah,
bad.
yeah.
You got it.
Oh yeah.
So they're supposed to be releasing another like a really beefy patch within the next like month or two. That's supposed to be fixing like another solid chunk of the issues.
Yeah.
So that might be interesting to see. The game is still fun as hell, don't get me wrong, but if you're playing on like an Xbox One or PS4, you're not gonna have a good fucking time. They still do not have that shit optimized.
Yeah.
Um,
Do you feel
the
like
what?
this is still? Do you feel like this is still an issue of them trying to recover from making? Because if I remember correctly, Cyberpunk was just supposed to come out on PC, right? Am I wrong on that? I
I
distinctly
think
remember that there wasn't supposed to be ports, and then
I
ports
do
came
believe
out,
you're right, and
really
honestly,
popular demand, and they came out again.
I don't think they're gonna be able to do anything with the PS4 and the Xbox One.
Oh.
Maybe the Xbox One X and the PS4 Pro can do something with it, but the base models
I don't.
they're fucked. Like
I don't want to be mean, but I don't think they should have been made.
no, they should not have.
It feels like resources were pulled too thin.
Well, not just that, but you also have to remember how dated the fucking hardware is. There was no way in hell they were gonna
Oh
be able
yeah,
to make that
no, that's what I'm
optimized
talking about.
without
Like
making it look like fucking Roblox, basically.
that's what I'm talking about. Like the game was supposed to be one vision, but they stretched out resources
Yep.
for fucking like previous gen consoles, which technically were current,
Yeah.
but it just
Um.
came bad. It was just too much shit. You're spreading too thin. It should have just been that time that could have been that went to making those could have been went to fucking fixing shit. Maybe it would have been a quarter, like a quarter, like one third or like one fourth less as bad on launch, which would have been bad, but it would have been like, okay, this is playable. I don't
Yeah.
know. I had fun with it.
The
I
game
thought
was
it was
good.
cool.
If you play it on, if you have a decent computer, like something that was been built
Like
within like the
me,
last 3 or 4 years, you'll be perfectly fine. You should be able to run it no problem. But if you have like a decade or similar or close to a decade old like system of any kind, I'm
you're not
sorry,
gonna
but you're not gonna have a fun time.
like you're
The
not gonna be able to
games,
play anything on like a decade old computer. You
yeah.
can play League of Legends and RuneScape.
The
One of those
next
is bad,
gen
and the other is RuneScape.
re-release slash update or whatever to make them on Xbox One X and PS5. I think they're getting closer to that, along with the Witcher 3 adaptation or update, along with the DLC that's supposed to go along with the television series.
Hmm.
I think they released not a report, but there's an article released not too long ago that they're still somewhat on track for that. So we'll see in the coming months. I do think that CD Projekt Red can redeem themselves, but they need to be more careful next time. Basically, I don't think that they're a bad studio. I just think that they just
They
made a
gave in to
shitty play.
demands. They gave
They
in to
gave
demands.
they gave in a demand from stupid
And
people that don't
to
understand
to
what the
go
fuck they're
full
saying.
circle, to go full circle on what I said earlier, people don't know what they fucking want. When they get it,
Borderlands
they're
3
gonna go
hasn't
crazy
had
and get
any
it.
update whatsoever, but although Tiny Tina's Wonderland I think is still on slate for on the same release timeline. So probably be playing through that too to be
Yeah,
That's
honest.
fine.
just
Maybe
told
I might buy that. Probably nah, probably not.
No, I definitely
I
will.
want
Yeah, I'm questioning on if
them
I
to
would.
put out that
Holy
game,
shit,
and they
Carter. You
Yeah,
good?
sorry
have
for dropping out hard.
it's what
All right. Try that again.
I said it's not gonna be a launch day buy for me because Borderlands 3 burned me real bad.
That's fair.
Yeah,
Especially as far as post game goes. It
it's okay.
didn't
I
have
feel you on
one.
that. I bought that shit for like 20% off, and I didn't. I felt like should have
I
gotten a
bought the
refund on it.
fucking diamond loot chest and I felt ripped off.
Jesus.
Yeah.
They really got your ass.
He's.
You
What do you mean?
fucking
Carter's been
made
like.
Borderlands 2.
Yeah, Carter's been going hard into Borderlands.
That's
Like
fair.
this was his moment. This is his peak.
Borderlands
It
2
turns out
was my favorite.
Borderlands 2 was the peak.
Yeah, no. I'm don't get me wrong, Borderlands 2 is kind of like a hard gem to recreate, but like it they I understand that part of their comedy is kind of like reflecting the modern forms of entertainment and making it satire, hence the fucking virtual content creator or whatever the fuck the case may be as a villain. But
Don't
The
forget
humor
shitty
thing was totally
memes.
they
my problem.
tried to play
Don't
into
forget
it
the
too
shitty
hard.
memes.
The villains in that game were the least part, like the least worst part of that story for me.
Yeah. What do you
It
mean?
was the fact that there was so much stuff that they rushed that you could tell they cut out because other plots just didn't make sense.
Would you be telling me there was a chance that you believed that Handsome Jack wasn't the best part of the game? Or imply, I should say, not
Well,
say.
no, they knew he was the best part of the game. That's why they brought him back for DLC.
Yeah, it
The
was
first
great.
fucking DLC they brought him back.
Absolute fucking Chad. Except he was like a whipped cuck when it came to pre-sequel.
Yeah. Well, it was Timothy though. It's not actually Jack.
Yeah, little Timmy, but uh, I'm
Watch them
still the
make
same sentiment.
Timothy's gonna be the bad guy in number 4. I'm calling it now.
I'd rather not.
Well, I know you'd rather not, but people like Handsome Jack.
Then again, that's kind of like peak Borderlands right there.
I would say it's peak villain writing in video games. Handsome Jack is, I mean, clearly he's as fucking memorable as he is because of the way he was
He's a
handled.
charismatic asshole. Everybody loves a charismatic asshole, but you can't deal with an asshole 24/7. You need him to fucking go away and stop being
Nah,
a
dude,
fucking
you
asshole.
can. Best Batman and the Jokester.
Nah, man. Nah, man. Only the only people who say that actually live in a society.
I live in a society.
No, you're just mad that r slash gamers rise up got deleted.
You're right, because I live in a society.
No, there is no society. It's all tribal bullshit.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. They put out like, I think this week they did like the first 30 minutes of gameplay, and it looks fine. I
It's good.
do like how they're doing the melee weapons and spells. I think that lends itself really well to the PvE setting.
Oh yeah, I remember you talked about that, but I can't remember in entirety. Was that like
So
spells were
melee
like
weapons, spells are grenades, and
yeah, okay.
they're cooldowns instead of ammo.
Okay, yeah, yeah, I gotcha.
And then the melee weapons, it's got a pretty decent band on it where if you are close enough to them, you will like auto lunge and like home in on them.
Okay, that's some really good quality of life.
Yeah, it's just little shit like that that I know is gonna make a huge difference when that game comes out.
Wait, what? What are we talking about?
Borderlands.
Oh,
Tiny Tina.
Tiny Tina. Well,
oh,
yeah,
okay.
not Borderlands. Tiny Tina, a Borderlands production.
IGN has launched the first or posted the first half hour of the game.
Oh, I
And
see.
there's a lot of like quality of life stuff that I
Can
think
they
that they're
actually get
doing
past?
right.
Can they get past the large ledge they have to dash over?
That's my issue with that is how is it going to be as a whole 6 months from now?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
only time will tell. And honestly, we can probably tell on how fast it goes on sale.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
usually like the biggest indicator on player activity, basically. It's a desperate resurgence,
Yeah.
basically. But I
Or it
don't
could
know.
either
I
be
think it'll be an
desperate
interesting
resurgence
game to
or they
see.
hit their fucking shit.
Like, they honestly just had to make small improvements from the fucking DLC that they released in Borderlands 2. People will fucking love it.
actually, it's its own standalone thing now.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, no, I
They
mean
do
like
a
Tiny
thing.
Tina is like they've made it a standalone thing to
Tiny
buy
Tidor.
$10.
Yeah. It was free,
Oh,
but it went on
really?
Epic Games.
Yeah, you didn't know about that?
No, I didn't even know that.
Isaiah, you
Yeah,
were here when I was talking about I'm not gonna buy it because it's on Epic Games.
yeah. It's literally they just sectioned off that part of Borderlands 2 and put like 3 exclusive skins in it for the characters and called it its own game.
God
How
damn.
does that work though? If anybody does anybody know? Do you know
I
or
didn't even know this was a
I
thing.
don't
So,
know. I could check it out because it was one of the games they gave out on PS Plus this month, which
okay.
is a huge slap in the face if you've had PS Plus for more than 2 years.
Um
No, 2 years ago, or I guess 3 years ago, it was right before Borderlands 3 came out. It was they gave out the Handsome Collection for free, so they've essentially given out the same game twice.
Jesus Christ.
well, that's fine. I wouldn't want you to go out of your way to confirm it.
I mean, it's not going that far
He
out of my
just
way.
has to download it.
3 gigabyte
Yeah,
install. Yeah.
already that is too much for me.
This fucking guy.
Yeah.
I'm probably I just asked on the off chance that you had downloaded it and tried it out already. If
No,
anything,
I
I'm
mean,
just
what's
curious on
try out?
how
It
the start
came out 10 years
goes.
ago.
Because if I remember correctly, for the start of the DLC, you had to be a fairly decent level, like
Yes, but
fairly decent well along.
when the Commander Lilith stuff came out and they did like a really big quality of life thing before 3 dropped,
Hmm.
they added the option to be able to start a campaign at a certain level.
Okay.
So I would imagine they do that. They just start you at like a certain level and then they give you a loadout based on that level.
Okay, that's fair.
I see.
I
But
don't know. I stopped playing Borderlands 2. It was well after the DLC came out, but I
Yeah.
stopped playing out. I didn't even beat the game.
Honestly, I stopped playing it when 3 came out, and the only
Hmm?
reason I can't go back to it is because of how good the gameplay in 3 is.
I did.
I, I hate everything else about 3. I think the gameplay is fantastic.
I did. I did like the gameplay. It's just I felt there was nothing really keeping me in for 3.
If they wanted to print money, they could remaster 2 and pre-sequel on the 3 engine. I
oh,
would buy it
true.
again. I would buy it again for $70. I would.
God
I
damn.
don't feel about saying that, but I
My
am
man's
telling you
down
that I
bad.
would.
This man's down bad.
That's
I
okay.
am
He's down bad for Borderlands.
down
It's okay.
bad for a fucking looter shooter.
Yeah,
2 set the bar too high, and I can't go back.
that's fair.
Dude, just play Diablo like
Like I
everybody else.
said, they hit a gem.
Why?
That way.
I can't play Diablo, Kane. I don't have a smartphone.
Damn.
You guys have phones.
Fucking dude, me and my friend finished
Anyways,
all of 2, even the
talking
DLC
about
were addicted. I think everyone was addicted to Borderlands 2. Even still now to this day, there's a lot of people that still replay the fuck out of it. The
I
game was
did
fun as hell.
play.
Don't get me wrong. It's just like
Yeah,
the Borderlands 2 is one of those games just like Skyrim and Fallout 3 and no, not Fallout 4. No,
I
Fallout 3
would,
and Skyrim where I replayed the game like a
um,
solid fucking 6 times. I replayed Borderlands 1 at least 10.
yeah. I can say that about
Borderlands
Skyrim.
1 was great.
I would say more. I would also like to add fucking New Vegas to that. New Vegas.
I
Yeah,
did not. I have New Vegas on
Probably
here. I honestly should do a fucking
dude,
playthrough of that.
do
you
it, man.
need
It's the
to play
best
through New
Fallout
Vegas.
that's come out in like probably since I don't know two.
Need to play through New Vegas.
I
New
probably should
Vegas
do
is
that then,
just it's
eventually. Put
it's
that on the
pretty
list.
badass if I do say so myself.
True.
That's badass, Bobby.
Well, that's badass, Bobby.
But
Damn it, Bobby.
anyone else got any interesting stuff before we wrap up the show?
Uh, don't name
Um,
your kid Adolf and don't name your kid after a fucking video game. Like,
Did you know
parents
that?
are supposed to be
Did you know that
responsible.
Jordan named his daughter one of his daughters Asuna off of Sword
Well,
Art?
yeah, dude, you can hide that. You can hide that and just be like, yo, I'm a fucking, I love Japanese culture.
That's fair.
And play it
I'll
off.
give him that.
Like, don't name your kid after a fucking video game because,
Especially a
yeah, you might
mythical
get free
fucking
shit from the
race.
company, but, like, people are just gonna bully your kid.
Not only that, but the more
Give your
important
kid a
part is
stupid
that
name.
your kid's gonna like. I don't know if you noticed, but it's really hard to get a regular fucking job with some stupid ass name like that. Like, for example,
Yeah.
Elon Musk's kid. Probably, well, I mean, he can just rely on daddy's money for the rest of his fucking life,
Yeah,
and then a
well,
hundred
yeah,
generations later.
he's got
But
nepotism and his father's name to go for him,
yeah, but like,
or
if that had
her.
been some regular fucking child,
Child
I guarantee you he would not be finding a
identification.
job at no fucking corporation. I promise you.
Yeah, no,
And
it's
that
it's
fucking
a common thing.
kid from the fucking Bethesda stands, he's probably gonna have to get a name change when he turns 18.
Like, I hope it's a middle name.
That's fair. If it's a middle name,
I don't,
he can pass it off. That's fine. But if it's a first name,
yeah,
oh boy.
I don't know it. I don't know enough about the story. You guys just reminded me on it.
But what about you, Carter? You got anything?
I guess the message of the day. Oh, sorry, Carter, go first.
Um, no, I'm trying to think
All right. Well, I'm gonna say my
about
message of the day: don't be a fucking cringy moron.
There
Video
you go.
games are cool, but don't make it your entire life because you just come off as a fucking loser.
You can make it a hobby, you can make it a career, but do not make it a fucking way of life.
Yeah, don't make it a lifestyle.
You're no better than the fucking kids that get bullied in middle school for trying to claim that they get bullied for anime when in reality they get bullied because they Naruto run down the fucking hallway.
Hey man, are you gonna
leave
tell
me
me
alone.
what I went through wasn't a pokey persecution, you pokey traitor?
Jesus
You
Christ.
deny my lifestyle, my sexuality. It's just Pokemon Diamond for the
My
Nintendo DS.
identity.
My sexual identity is Pokemon.
Yeah. Oh, that's another thing. Your sexual identity isn't your entire personality. Stop being so fucking one-dimensional. Show us all your dimensions.
Wow, that is
That
what
was
a
a
hard.
quick fucking
What
segue.
a
Jesus Christ.
Hey, no, I'm sorry. I've just been seeing a lot of shit in fucking articles about this. It's kind of stupid.
That's fair.
Look, if you're so insecure about your
um.
personality, you have to just use your sexuality as a stopping point.
Hey,
Like the
Dying Light 2 in
jumping on point.
now.
Yeah, get
Fun.
Dying Light 2, support the devs. I think the game is good enough to actually buy. I actually bought the $80 version
Dying
because the
Light 2,
fucking
God
they're
game's
definitely not a
damn.
racist. Buy the game, please.
yeah.
One.
Pokemon Legends. If you have a Switch or you're thinking about to get a Switch, Pokemon
Highly
Legends
recommend.
is a fantastic game to start with. Has a decent amount of fucking content already. Plus, there's plenty of other games that are fantastic on the Switch. So
Yeah,
there's
Yeah,
like
plenty of incentive. I personally still need to get Metroid Dread, and then I'm set on Switch games for a minute.
yeah, till
please,
fucking Kirby
please
comes out
support the
this month.
series.
But yeah, those are pretty much the big headlines. If you guys enjoyed the podcast tonight, both make sure to both follow the stream, the YouTube, and the Twitter. That way, you guys know when we're either going live or we upload a new podcast thing, just in case you guys miss an episode.
Wait, you have a Twitter? Is it actually AFK Podcast Twitter or is it just your Twitter?
It's just my Twitter because I tweet out when the
Oh, fucking
podcast goes
lame.
out.
I was
I
gonna
still
check
need to
it
make
out.
separate accounts for everything. I've been lazy.
Yeah, I
But
was gonna check on that.
if you guys want to see Markov stream and shit, I usually plug his shit in the video descriptions whenever I upload. But
Mhm.
he can tell you guys when he's going live. You can also follow him on Twitter. I'm sure. I think it's at Carter_Rishrod.
I don't
Um,
even think. Or
His rod is very rich.
yeah,
yes.
for?
I'm working on it. I'm probably gonna do some shit this week. I want to start playing through. Now that I have an Xbox, I'm gonna go through and play all the shit I missed as a kid. So
That's
Halo,
fair.
Did,
Gears.
There you go,
did you ever finish
live
doing
streams.
Kingdom Hearts?
I don't even
Uh,
think you started yet, have you?
no,
Yeah, you
I
did. I was
started it.
watching it.
I got through Aladdin's world, and I don't know. I don't like the
You
whale.
out.
I don't like the whale.
Um, no, that's very fine. Honestly, give Kingdom Hearts 2 a shot. Pinnacle of Kingdom Hearts
Yeah,
combat.
but I'm gonna be lost because I.
No, it doesn't fucking matter. You'll be lost if you play the first game anyways. You have to do you do realize to understand the plot, you have to watch like a college fucking lecture
That's fine.
or
Jesus.
just listen to Nomura's
I could
like
tell you
semi-autistic ramblings.
I could tell you most points in history in both the Five Nights at Freddy's and Call of Duty Zombie Lures. Like
I
that's
can give you a fucking college essay on Kingdom Hearts if you need it, my dude.
All right, well, you guys can save that for your guys' live
yeah.
stream. But
Viewers,
you can
please
follow.
bully Isaiah into buying Final Fantasy 14.
I
Let's
will
Subscribe,
stop.
get it eventually,
and
motherfuckers.
I will stream. We can start streaming content. You know, like I know you guys don't want to see it because we all suck about on Final Fantasy. Like this nigga doesn't even own it yet, but like,
Hey, I have a
yo,
couple level 60s. All right.
yeah, it doesn't matter. The fucking cap is level 90. How many level
So
90s do you have?
none, because I haven't played the game in
I
like a year and
almost
a
have
half.
two
Fuck you.
because I keep fucking putting it off.
I think you need to take a break from the game, anyways.
I am beast moding this.
I'm taking it at my own pace right now. I'm laid back. I'm just having fun doing quests and reading story shits.
There you
Doing
go. What do you say,
quests
Carter?
and breasts. Oh no, I just said I'm doing really good in this Halo match right now. But
Beautiful. But you can follow Markov at the Discord. Like his Discord name is literally his Twitch name. So
Yeah.
you guys
yeah,
can follow him there, and I'm sure he'll be streaming again soon. I'll probably be. I don't know
Markov.
if I'll be live. I probably won't be live tomorrow, but I'll probably be live Tuesday with some more Dying Light. Possibly Monday. We'll see. Um, but stay tuned for that. Should be a good time.
Hell
But
yeah.
I think that's all we got for y'all tonight. So
yeah.
have a good night.
Please.
Play all the
Bye.
video games. Don't do drugs.
Be excellent to each other.
If the tiny partially bald man asks you guys to go and jump into his van, don't do that.
You forgot to talk
Unless
about
he
our
has Milky Way.
sponsor.
We don't have any sponsors. Shut up.
We do. We have that sponsor, that new sponsor.
We don't
Anyways,
have a sponsor.
we are sponsored by Pete's Dog Incorporated, home of
Jesus
Pete's
fucking
Dog.
Christ.
Please check out all their merch at www.petesdog.uk.
Jesus fucking Christ. I swear to God, if you guys find an actual fucking website for that, just
You mean
send us that and an ad
Hold up.
on
I'm
Twitter or
looking it
something.
up right now, motherfucker.
yeah.
Hold up. Give me
No,
12. Give me like
internet.
5 minutes.
I'm not giving you 5 minutes. Anyways, y'all have a good night, and don't forget to drink water.